Hey everyone, it's Tiffany from Let's Get Scrappy, and I'm going to attempt to do a tutorial on this folio here. So it is the PhotoPlay Tula and Norbert's Lucky Charm collection that I used on here. So this is what we are going to attempt to make, and I'm not going to fully decorate. But let me get this out of the way. So I did try to prep some of this so that the video, or I should say videos, won't be as long. Because you guys know this is not fun for me. I don't like the pressure, getting all nervous, messing up. So what you will need to start off with, for doing the cover, so you could do the cover however you want to, but this is just how I do it. I took two 12 by 12s and I cut it down to 9.5. So I always do an inch on each side of how tall my mini album is, and that gives me the measurement of my paper. And then I just go through, I'll just kind of show you. So it's already scored, but can't have little things in my scoreboard. Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. So I already went through and scored mine, but I always do 1 inch here, and then I flip it kind of upside down to the side and do another inch. And what that does is it gives me, I can't tell if you guys can see that or not, it gives me a border of where I can line up my chipboard. And then on the other sheet of paper, I just do it on the long side and score 1 inch right there. Moving my mat. Okay, so, and I always flip it over where the hump is on this side. And then normally I have my mat that has, you know, a guideline of where to place my paper, because it has like all the measurements, but you still can do it. Basically, you just eyeball it. And I do line up the little humps at the bottom and just try to get it as straight as possible. I don't even know. Can you guys even see that? I can't even tell. See, this is why I don't like doing tutorials. Oh my gosh. It stresses me out, people. I love watching them, but I don't like doing them, only because I'm too lazy to figure out how to edit on my Mac computer, because any free time that I have, I want to craft. I don't want to be figuring out how to do something on my laptop. Okay, so I already prepped these, but here is just kind of a shot of my notes if you want to just take a quick little picture. But yeah, sorry about the messy handwriting. I was writing this really fast. But, so I always lay out my chipboard, because I have messed up many times putting down the wrong size. So for the chipboard, and you could just do regular cardstock if you want to, but I did do a chipboard cover for this. So you need one piece that is 3.5 by 7.5, 2 pieces for the spines that are 3/4 of an inch by 7.5, and then a 5.5 by 7.5, and then a 4.5 by 7.5. And I do, this is just me, I've seen people glue them down and it's just fine, but I do, like on my covers, and anytime I'm doing like a hinge or something, I like to do score tape just to really make sure that it sticks down good and it will last. I know there's some people who do both things, so totally up to you. And then I do my 1/8 inch score tape. And I know I'm gonna mess up somewhere because I mess up when I'm not on video. So we will see how this goes. But normally I wouldn't do the cover, because I figure most of you guys know how to do it, but just in case there's somebody just starting out, just thought I'd show. So again, I just line it up with my score line on the bottom. I use the tape as my guide. You don't have to do the 1/8 inch tape. It's just my preference. I like it. I feel like it keeps the book from tearing more when you go to fold it all up. So, you know, just kind of burnish that down. And I have, in case you're wondering what this big piece of score tape is, so I have the 6-inch roll, and I literally just unroll some of it, and then I stick my chipboard to it and just cut it with my X-Acto knife. And that way I don't have to use up a lot of my smaller rolls of tape, which if you do that, you guys know it takes a while to cover your spine. And I do like to, not spine, but covers or chipboard. I can't see, can't even talk. I like to cover as much as possible, just so there's no bubbling, nothing. And there is some people, like for the spine right here where the seam is, where we adhered the papers together, some people like to start there and have it either on their spine if it's like a normal mini album, or in the back. I'm fine with just as long as it doesn't end up on the edge of where I'm gonna fold, which this one is about to, and you'll see. It's not that big of a deal, but most important for me, obviously, I don't want it on the front. But I'm sure at some point I have messed up and wasn't paying attention and had the seam on the front of my book. Again, you cover it with cardstock, so it doesn't really matter. I just know there's some people who do not like it in certain spots. So totally up to you how you want to do it. Oh my gosh, see already I feel like this is taking too long. Okay, so just line it up, place it down, and then I always give it a good burnish on the back. Okay, so I think that is good. And then again, this is just me, but you can do it however you want to. You can cut it in with scissors and it's just fine, but I do like to come in and I just eyeball my chipboard up to the 1 inch, and for some reason it's always a little smaller, but that's okay. But at least I know I have a clean cut there. Okay, so I am, just want to make sure I'm in frame. So totally is up to you how you want to do this. But I have started just doing where I do the 1 inch just down. Make sure you guys can still see me. And I will come back and burnish that. And sometimes the 1 inch is a little bigger than my paper, and that's fine too. It all gets covered, so it doesn't matter. This is just faster than doing, you know, the 3/8 inch here, then the 3/8 inch on the edge. Well, typically it's faster. I don't know why I'm so flustered. But this is what I do and it works. But again, don't have to do score tape. There are plenty of people that make mini albums using glue, whatever you want to use. So we're just giving that a burnish, and then we're going to miter the corners. You can use a ruler. I just eyeball it. Sometimes it's not always right. And if it ever is not right and you have pieces, just take your corner that you took off and glue it on the inside there. There's almost always a way to fix an error. And I only know because I have made so many. I do not lie when I say that every single project I make some kind of an error. Okay, so we'll see if we made an error in this. Again, you just have to be okay with going with the flow. So I just kind of bend it to work the fibers of the paper so that it won't want to crack. But I have had that happen where it has cracked, so it just depends. And again, it's not that big of a deal. So now I'm just taking off the tape. And again, I will just take my bone folder and kind of press it in for a nice crisp edge. And then I will take the little strips out. Fold that over. And you're good. And there was a little bit of cracking there. I could see it. Again, it's nothing major. So do the opposite side. And I like to just bend it before I take the tape off. I don't know what you guys can see. There we go. So that is on there good. And we're just going to bend it over. Okay. And then just kind of tuck in these little corners. Sometimes I don't do a good job of tucking them in and I just have to cut it if it's bothering me. Like I can already kind of see that I might need to do it there. Oh Lord. Let me move my camera real quick. Okay. Sorry, my camera was doing something weird. fold that in, just like that. Same thing over here, and see that corner, I might have got too close, not paying attention, but we'll see. Nope, it's still good. Bend that in. Okay, take off this. Okay, and then all I do is take a piece of paper. So this is just an 8.5, or no, this is 8.5? Yes, it is. An 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that I cut down to, the book is 7.5, so I cut it to 7 1/4. And I don't need to cover all of this. I used to, but it all just gets covered up. So it's just a waste of paper. So I just get it so that basically my seams are covered. You could even do, if you don't want to cut into a full 7 or 8.5 by 11, if you have some scraps just here and here, so that this gets covered up. So real quick, I'm going to put some score tape on there. And I do use a lot of score tape because, oh my gosh, my husband's yelling for me and he's not gonna stop until I come, and it's gonna mess up the video. He's really loud. So here is what I do, and I do this so it does not bubble up. But you can, again, you can use glue. This is just what works for me. And I do like having all different types of score tape sizes. I try to get them when I find a deal. Oh my gosh, now my dog is at the door trying to get in. See, this would be the time where I'd be able to speed up the process. Oops. But, sorry. Nothing's there. Oops. So I'm just going to put that down. Again, I like to make sure everything stays down good. So as you can see, paper's going to go there. So what I'm going to do is just add a bead of glue around the edges after I burnish this down. Oh my gosh, he's going to keep yelling for me. Drives me crazy. That's why I don't like doing these. I know you guys are laughing. Okay, so take all the bigs off, and this is just going to be the basic cover. You can do the insides however you want. I will show you how I did mine. And we're almost there. And then, like I said, we'll just do a bead of glue around the edge of the paper. Now I'm a little out of my element because my craft room is actually downstairs. And I use my daughter's room, since she's at college, for filming, because I hate looking at all the lights in the camera stand. Ugh. I can't. They need to make them cuter somehow. So literally just eyeballing it and just sticking it down. And oh my goodness, do not look at my nails up close. Oh, Lord, my nail appointment's tomorrow. I tried to get in this weekend. They were all booked. I've been traveling a lot, so I haven't had time. It's so embarrassing. Yeah, one of them's cracked. Just, yeah, not good over here. So let me put my pin back in my glue. And then I just go through and find where the fold is. Just keep going. Don't do it too hard, otherwise you will go through your paper. I just kind of work it in there. So there's that side. Then we're going to do this side. Get it all in there, good. Okay, and there is that side. And I'm just gonna burnish down the seam right here, which is totally fine. Okay, so there is the shell of our folio. And then we will go ahead and start doing the pages.